Have you ever met someone that was just a killjoy, always spoiling all the fun? How did you deal with them? Did you try talking to them? Did you avoid them or simply ignore them? Whatever you did, you were probably not alone in thinking this person is bad for you, but you're weak for putting up with them. And secretly, you wish there was a more decisive way to get rid of them once and for all. Today we'll look at how to destroy anyone without ever attacking them, Machiavelli's way. Welcome to our channel, the place where future billionaires come to get inspired. However, most of the time this only makes things worse. It makes us seem immature, vengeful, and petty. He lived through the Renaissance, a period of great change in Europe. Machiavelli begins by explaining that there are two ways to deal with those who spread rumors and slander. The first way is to use force to stop them, such as putting them in prison or having them put to death. As the saying goes, sticks and stones may break my bones, but words can never hurt me. However, this is not entirely true. Words can indeed hurt us, and sometimes they can hurt us more than physical pain. We've all experienced the pain of being judged or criticized by others. It's a feeling that can be so painful that it can lead to depression, anxiety, and even suicide. This is why it's important to be careful with the words we choose to speak. We never know what kind of pain someone is already going through, and our words can either make things better or worse. That's why it's important to be kind and compassionate towards others, because we all deserve it. The second way is to ignore them and let their rumors die off on their own. For love is held together by considerations of mutual advantage, but fear by the prospect of pain and the desire to avoid it. This means that it is much more effective to be feared than to be loved. This is because people will always act in their own self-interest. And so if they see that they can benefit from being associated with you, they will like you. However, this is not true fear. They are only pretending to fear you so that they can continue to benefit from you. On the other hand, people who fear you will do whatever they can to avoid your wrath. And so it is much more effective to be feared than to be loved. He then goes on to explain that the second option is preferable, but only if the rumors are not true. You cannot hold grudges against others and expect to succeed in life. Learn to let things slide and focus on making progress in life. You need to learn to be fearless. It's easy to be fearful of others, but true power comes from within. It comes from knowing that you can achieve anything you set your mind to. You must become fearless and unstoppable in order to succeed. If the rumors are true, then it is better to use force to stop them. During this time, the old feudal system started to fall apart, and new ideas about politics and society were being discussed everywhere. His book, The Prince, written in 1532, is a guidebook for new princes trying to obtain power. While today it might sound dark and evil, keep in mind that Machiavelli wrote this book in a time where things were much darker. Back then, it was normal for family members to betray each other for power, and killing your own kin was a common practice. In order to get ahead in life, you need to learn to let some things slide. You need to learn when to pick your battles. Not everything is worth fighting over. When someone does something to us, we feel compelled to defend ourselves. However, most of the time, this only makes things worse. It makes us seem immature, vengeful, and petty. In order to get ahead in life, you need to learn to let some things slide. You need to learn when to pick your battles. Not everything is worth fighting over, but the concept goes back much further than that. It's found in ancient Babylonian law codes, even earlier than the Code of Hammurabi. It's a form of justice which says that the punishment should be equal to the crime. Sometimes it's better to destroy someone without ever attacking them, and here's why. For starters, it's a great way to ruin someone's reputation without having to directly confront them. This can be especially useful if the person is someone who is respected in the community. By spreading rumors and slander, you can cause them to lose the respect of their peers and bring them down to your level. Additionally, Using rumors and slander is a great way to make someone look guilty when they are actually innocent. This can be especially effective if the rumors are believable. For example, if you spread a rumor that someone has been stealing from their employer, even though it's not true, their employer may still fire them based on the rumor alone. Finally, using rumors and slander is a great way to make someone look incompetent. This can be especially useful if the person is in a position of power. By spreading rumors that they are not qualified for their job, you can cause them to lose their position and bring them down with them. The best revenge is when the perpetrator suffers the consequences of their action and faces justice. Let's go back to the example of your business partner who has stolen from you and is now enjoying his ill-gotten gains. Imagine if instead of giving the money to the police, you went straight to his house. With a few bodyguards by your side, you barge into his house, grab his kids, and lock them in the basement until you get your money back. Or maybe you find out where his wife works and somehow convince her that he has been cheating on her for months. What you just did was completely wrong, but if he didn't steal from you, you would have been justified in doing so. You can see how this could end badly very quickly, but sometimes it's necessary. So if someone steals your phone, it's okay for you to steal their phone when they aren't looking. If someone breaks your leg, it's okay for you to break their leg when they aren't looking. This is called the lex talionis, or law of retaliation. You could say that this is fair because the perpetrator experiences the same pain that they cause to others. However, if you think about it for a second, this is completely absurd. We don't allow people to take revenge like this. We all know the Bible's verse, an eye for an eye, which is a law of retaliation. He has taken advantage of you and is now laughing while counting his ill-gotten gains. You want him to suffer, but you can't do anything. You have to let the cops handle it. And when you finally get your money back, it's going to be much less than what he stole. Why doesn't he just fear the next time? Because you won't be there. The best revenge is when the perpetrator suffers the consequences of their action and faces justice. Now, imagine that you have a business partner who has stolen from you. You might be asking yourself why we are telling you this. Well, the answer is simple. When someone does something to us, whether it's stealing from us, cheating on us, or ruining our reputation, we feel compelled to defend ourselves. Machiavelli was born in 1469 in Florence, Italy. In chapter 18 of The Prince, Nicolo describes how to deal with those who spread rumors and slander. Why would you even want to use rumors and slander to hurt someone? However, we don't suggest you use this tactic often. Here's another example from chapter 18. It is much safer to be feared than loved if you can't be both. This is exactly why you need to learn how to destroy someone without ever attacking them. And if you want to know how truly powerful people think, check out this video on 4 books that will change your thinking forever.